Hello, AP Statistics students. This is Mr. Rainsberg with some last minute advice for the special COVID 2020 AP Statistics exam. Mr. Minicles and I put together a four-step process to help you get ready for this exam. It's not the same four-step process as state, plan, do, conclude, but it's just as important. So let's start with the first step. Step one, let's state our problem. We are interested in knowing what to do before the exam day to be prepared. So what we're going to do is this. Get your e-ticket today. Locate it today. Make sure you got it in your email. Find it. You need that. Have it set. Next, update your laptop web browser. There are four browsers that are acceptable for this exam. They are Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, and Safari. The one that is preferred by College Board is Google Chrome. Make sure they are updated. There is one web browser that does not work, and that is Internet Explorer. That, for some reason, does not work with their system. Speaking of something that doesn't work with their system, Grammarly. If you have Grammarly installed on your device, uninstall it. Somehow it interferes with the testing system on it. Once you have the web browser, hopefully Google Chrome if you have it, set and you have Grammarly uninstalled, I would check the demo site again with the device you're going to use and with the updated web browsers, and the links are right there for you. Next, you can look at the information that we sent out a few weeks ago for the 2020 exam. You can click that link. Once we do that, we are now going to check the conditions on this. To check the conditions, you want to first look at, are we handwriting? If you're handwriting your responses, get your paper set today. You need 5 papers per question, so that's 10 total. Make sure that you have that set. The paper that you can use is lined or blank. If you're using grid or graph paper, it may not show up very well in the pictures on it. So lined or blank are preferable on this. You want to use dark blue or black ink. Also, on the top right of your paper, make sure you put your AP ID, your initials, the question number, and the page number for it. And that's for all the sheets that you're going to use. Remember, you can have up to 5 sheets per question. If you're typing your responses, to the right, you can see there is a URL with keyboard instructions that you can use on how to help you with the typing. However, if you're typing your responses, you still need to label using the same setup as people handwriting. Put your AP ID on the top, your initials, the question number, the page number. So even if you're typing, you still need to label the top the same way. Now, we did see that they put out recently a top 10 tips for the updated exam. Wilcox, Tabor, and Starnes, they've been leading some of these discussions on the College Board YouTube channel. These tips are specific for this year's 2020 exam. It is updated on it, so I would watch that video. Also, College Board released a website for tips to avoid problems on exam days. So if you want to avoid any issues tomorrow, you can click and read their tips for it. Once we check these conditions, we're also going to try and avoid any errors on exam day. Now, some errors to try and avoid. One deals with technology. Do not hit the refresh button or the back button on your web browser during the exam. It could cause an error, so do not do that. Make sure your camera is set properly as well. Make sure your output for the pictures are JPEG or PNG files. If you have a live photo feature, and I know Apple devices do, turn off that live photo feature because the HEIC format is not acceptable on this. When you're taking the exam, put your phone on do not disturb mode on it. You do not want to be bothered while you're taking this exam for it. Also, make sure your family members from 1:30 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Make sure they're off the internet. No streaming, no video gaming. Make sure the bandwidth of your internet is free for you on this exam so there's no issues. For you and the camera, make sure you're in a well-lit room. It's for your benefit. It's also for your camera's benefit. It will help the pictures get free of shadows and they can be read clearly. Because just because you take a picture doesn't mean and upload it that, hey, I did that problem properly, it should be graded. The grader has to be able to read the pictures. So make sure you're in a well-lit room and when the picture you take can be read. The other error you have is with uploading. When you are going through and you're doing the problem, once that 5-minute timer starts, that 5-minute countdown starts, begin the uploading process as soon as that 5-minute countdown starts. Don't do it before. Don't wait until the last minute. As soon as that 5-minute countdown starts, start the uploading process. Keep your web browser open as well until a confirmation screen says the responses were successfully submitted. So in other words, after you do question 1, you do question 2, I hit submit, boom, done. Do not turn off your device. Do not close the web browser. Leave everything open until a confirmation screen appears. If this is brand new, if you took an exam last week, this is brand new this week. If an error occurs during this uploading process, so you do question 2, you hit submit, and somehow it says unsuccessful submission or it says error on the screen on it, College Board this past weekend implemented a backup email system. So if there is an error during the uploading process, be prepared to email your responses immediately following the instructions that will appear on your screen for it. So they did open up an email backup for your responses. This is if you have an error that appears on your screen during the submission process for it. Lastly, to ensure the sample results, how well you understand the concepts on these 2 questions will represent the population results, how well you truly understand the concepts taught in AP Statistics this year. We need to keep the following in mind. Know this, there will likely be more parts than you can answer to a question on it in the time that's given. That doesn't mean you can't still score the score you want if you've not answered every single part. Answer as many of the parts as you can well. Do not spend too much time on any one question on it. Also, answer the question you're being asked, not the question you think you're being asked. Be thorough, concise with each of your responses on it. So this is some advice, these 4 steps to help you through for this exam tomorrow. Guys, it has been a weird quarter, but it has been a great year overall. You have been prepared for this. We finished the curriculum that is being tested after quarter 3. You've really had on this 6-7 weeks of review for this exam, and that's why we say the score that you the score that you have been training for these 6-7 weeks is the one you need to strive for tomorrow on this. It has been great to have all of you this year. I appreciate you being in the class. Those of you stopped in office hours, it's been great to see you on it. I wish you all the best tomorrow on this exam. Go in with confidence, go in with material you need, and do well on it. I wish you all a great summer and take care.